Trunyan is a small village on the banks of a lake high in the hills of Bali, Indonesia. Traditional in every sense, except for one. They leave their dead on display. Bali, Indonesia is the most beautiful place I've ever been. All over the island, your eyes can't believe what you see. The natural topography is amazing. And at Batur Lake, there is an amazing village that there is none like in the entire world. Trunyan is a village on the banks of a caldera lake in northeastern Bali, and it has symbols like this everywhere. This is a village that you go to and you can't believe what you see. It challenges everything you think you know about what life is like. And the smiles on their faces would never allude to the things that you will learn, the secrets of the Aga people. The Bala Aga people were some of the oldest people in Bali, and although most of the people are now modern Hindus, some of the practices from many, many years ago are still implemented, and some of those practices are things that you would never believe. Because behind these smiles and these sovereign eyes, behind the fishing villages, the hard work, the shops, the roads, and things that look so normal, there's a secret that these people have. At the heart of the secret, just across the bay, a tree with a scent so sweet, it's said that people from all over the island of Bali traveled from every corner to find out where the smell came from. Such a disruption, something had to be done, for this is the only banyan tree in the entire world emitting such characteristics. Just like most remote villages that don't really get visited, life is rather simple. You are born in this village and you will likely die in this village. But in between is what matters. After you're born, you are educated at home in this small village that you can see without barely turning your head. You likely turn out to be someone who is a boat driver, someone who works on the fish farms. Maybe you're a merchant at one of the small stores. Perhaps you are someone who fixes the roofs with the leaves that you can find on the island. And then you grow up and you get married. This is something very important in this culture. Without marriage, your life isn't complete. And then you die naturally, not by drowning or getting hit by a car, not by getting mauled by an animal. Natural causes. These are the things that complete your life here on Earth. But in this culture, death isn't the way we see it in North America. Death isn't something that is the end of the road. It's just the beginning. Because in Hinduism, when you die, you are reborn. Reincarnation is to be looked forward to. Death is not a sad time. Death and funerals in Bali, Indonesia are a joyous account. We will stop street traffic for miles. Everybody will join in, and if you see a funeral, you don't have to know anybody involved to go and celebrate, to eat the food, to enjoy the dancing and the music. This is a celebration, for death in Hinduism is something to be looked forward to and sought after. But if you are a Trunyan villager, the ultimate prize is upon completing your life here on Earth, you get to go here. This is your final resting place. A short boat ride from the village. If you are so lucky, you are allowed to decompose for everybody to see. And this is not something that here in North America would be frowned upon, to be left to the vultures. That's not what this is about at all. In fact, you're going to decompose naturally because of that banyan tree, because of the cages that are set around you. But only for the chosen few are you allowed to be put to rest, finally, here. If you are someone who lived a great life, if you are someone who was born in the village, worked in the village, got married, and then died of natural causes, you might be able to be put to rest under this banyan tree. Of course, it is not free and it is not cheap. So if you are someone so fortunate to be chosen to be laid to rest here, your family will likely have to keep your body at home for quite a while, maybe using formaldehyde to keep you from decomposing before it's time. And as they gather the funds and get ready and you wait for your spot, the ultimate honor is there waiting for you. The long and the short of it, under this banyan tree that emits this sweet smell, you have 11 corpses. If you qualify to be laid to rest here, your body is brought and you are put in a cage made of bamboo. The cages are meant to allow your body to slowly decompose naturally, so monkeys and vultures and other animals can't take pieces of you away. And there are only 11 bodies available slotted to be here. And the reason that you don't smell death is because of that tree. And sure, perhaps it's a legend, not rooted in too much truth, that people came from all over because the tree was so sweet and that's why they chose to put the bodies there, to neutralize the sweet smell. But definitely this type of fig tree does neutralize the smell. Standing there, you can't smell death at all, and there's 11 decomposing bodies right in front of you. This isn't an exhibition, you can walk right up to them. And when you see around you is not litter. Because of the values of these people, it is thought that the things that you have, your possessions in life, are brought to you and you use after death. For example, pots and pans. Perhaps this is someone who liked to cook, someone who enjoyed preparing meals for themselves and their families in part of the village. Pictures and money and offerings. When you show up to this part of the island, which is only accessible by boat, a rickety boat that is terrifying to even get on, you give offerings, cigarettes, money. And the reason it's all still here is because everybody knows if you were to steal this money, to steal the offerings, bad things will happen to you. The curse is not worth a few rupiah or a few cigarettes that you catch on the ground. As your body decomposes, you are honored. To look at this is not to gawk. This is not a spectacle. This is something to show honor to. When you show up to Trunyan Cemetery, you are greeted with a list. Don't speak ill. Shout. There are certain things that you have to do to show your respect for the dead. And when a new body is brought in, the oldest of the 11 bodies is then taken away. The skull is ornamentally put on this wall. These are all real human skulls. Some of them have been there for long, long times. And everywhere else on the ground, the rest of the bones. Piles and piles of real human bones, mandibles and femurs, and all of the belongings to these people who once were laid to rest here are now discarded into a pile. Out with the old and in with the new. Most of us who are watching from the Western world think this perhaps is barbaric or ridiculous. Who would want to be put on display like this? But they don't look at it that way. In Hinduism, your worries aren't as big as they are in a lot of other places. What you're thinking about during the hard times, well, death is around the corner. Death is eventual, and in reality, life is short. So all you're doing is you're building towards something that is an honor, not something to be feared. And that's why in this culture, putting your dead on display in such a way is truly the biggest honor that can be bestowed upon you after your life on Earth. A village so unique and so traditional. When I put the drone in the air to get these shots, they looked at me like it was witchcraft. They were amazed, and everybody was so kind, even though clearly I am a foreigner showing up, not really knowing what I'm getting myself into. They were quick to shake my hand and say hello, even in the little English that they might have known, which is one word. They invited us to their cemetery to show. These people aren't getting rich off of me being there. They're just honored to share their culture with somebody from somewhere else. Would you like to see more videos like this from my travels to Asia, Africa, and beyond? Let me know in the comment section below. Please do hit like and subscribe. Really, really appreciate you. And because we do videos every weekend, that means I'll see you in the next one.
What bad things do you think are going to happen if you pick up this money?
I don't know, but I picked some up on bad advice, but then I gave some bot in exchange.
Oh, I see.
So it is a little barter system.
I think you're going to go bald because you picked up the money. It's already happened.
No, no, my locks.